Hey, this is Guido coming at you with another tactics talk, and we are going to talk about Arty, the dreaded Arty subject. Something that I've avoided talking about. I have typed about it plenty. I'm pretty sure anyone who's followed me at all knows my stance on Arty. And I'm going to give you the old one example proves everything video, right? Okay, yes, it's one example. Noted. But I'm going to discuss my opinions on Arty and why I think good players cannot stand the Arty mechanic. So in general, you've got three positions, really. It's OP, meaning it just does too much damage. It's broken, meaning the game mechanic is garbage, and it just doesn't work for the game. And kind of a subset of those three, it's unfair. So those three things taken together constitute most of the main arguments people will have against Arty. But I don't think that really gets to the core of what the problem is as a game mechanic in World of Tanks. And really, I'll get to it in detail towards the end. But it's got two parts, and it basically boils down to the randomness and the fact that it ignores most of the game mechanics that all the other tanks use. So it becomes one of these, which one of these things is not like the other? It's kind of the redheaded stepchild sitting on the edge of the game mechanics of the game, and it doesn't really fit. And it doesn't really fit because it's random, which is why good players don't like it in a lot of cases. So I have loaded into here. This is a game I just recently had on Redshire. I've got a good team. We are headed over here to the east side, which is where the main battle happens, and we're going to have a lovely heavy tank scrum. And you can see that we have two Arty on each side, the dreaded M40-43 and a smaller M44, which can be annoying in its own right. So it is not at a gross amount of Arty, but certainly a couple of effective pieces on the other side's team. So one thing people will do on this side, me included, is to tuck up on these rocks and fight on this left side of the rock, vice the right side of the rock, and typically somebody goes over the right. We've got enough tanks, you're going to see that we pretty well outnumber these guys. And I'm just going to let this go as we fight. We've got a Pershing looking the wrong way for some bizarre reason. And we'll start a fairly standard brawl here at the rocks. Got a bunch of guys coming to the back, so we'll just watch how Arty works here. You'd think that once the Pershing Tiger II 8.8 gets seen, they would start working on him. Take a hit from a low. I'm not really concerned over my gameplay here. I think I end up with 2,900 damage, something like that. But you can see there's a shot from our guys in. And one just went down onto the 8.8 from their side, so he got hit. So you'd expect the Arty to be targeting over there where they are right now. It's hard to tell who's taken what hit there, but the M44 is pretty much shooting in here the whole time. The M40-43 takes a little while longer. I think he's going to get a double hit if you watch over where those four are together. One just went back there and hit on the Tiger I. And we keep on fighting these guys as best we can. But you would expect then, of course, the 40-43 to really be interested in getting these. There's another shot in behind me. That's the 40-43, so he's working on those guys. We clean these guys pretty well. So I've done a decent job here of maintaining my hit points, trading decently up to 1,600 damage. We've cleared out the guys on the right side, and we're pretty well going to win this flank and the game. You can see that the weight of guns is starting to come in to our favor. And Arty's been plinking away the whole time, just getting free shot after free shot in complete safety and collecting damage on all of us over here, as has our Arty done to them. So we're about to clean up. Clean up an IL-2. Got a Super and an IS-6 and the 152 in the back. So those guys are probably spotted over there now. The Tiger P, the Tiger II. Come around and kill him. Now we're going to push on the IS-6. Guys shooting, all kinds of guys lit up. I'm now around the rock. Let's push into the next guys here. Off we go. Wham. So that is the 40-43 who's over in those trees right in front of me right there. All those tanks, the Low, the Tiger II, the Tiger I, grouped up together, but that shot, for whatever reason, has been saved to hit me. Now there's a lot of possibilities here. Maybe he has XVM. Wait a minute. Yes, he does. And he was targeting me specifically. I don't know that. Can't prove it. Maybe he recognized my name. Unlikely. It's not that really recognizable. Maybe my clan. Maybe not. But the point is, it doesn't matter what the reason is, because it's random. All these tanks here to pick from, and he just lobs it into me from complete safety. Not a thing I can do about it. That's why good players can't stand it. It doesn't really matter why he chose me. If he used XVM, that kind of sucks, because then you're punishing good players by letting some scrub target them randomly. Or it was my clan, or it was he didn't like 112s, or he hates guys on the left of the formation, or maybe he was actually trying to protect his IS-6 as best he could. I don't know. It doesn't matter. All those reasons, all those arguments we make about it simply don't matter, because he gets to do it from the red line over here in complete safety. At least a tank that was in one of these bushes would risk itself taking a shot. And if I was hit from it, I'd know pretty much where it was, and I could react to that. But this dude, I don't know, he's over here in this general area. Yes, I saw the direction because of the damage hit, but it doesn't matter because he's so far back on the red line, I can't do anything. Which brings me to past the randomness part into the game mechanic part for Arty. Why do good players in general hate it, and why do not as good players in general like it? Game mechanic wise, it's because it ignores the majority of the important game mechanics within the game, which is to say it doesn't care about line of sight for the most part, except for some obstacles that it stops at, but not very many. It ignores draw distance completely. That is not a factor for it. And by extension, it ignores distance. The further away the tank is, the less it cares. Although if you're trying to hit a lead fire kind of target, yes, you would need more lead. But it ignores all of these very important game mechanics that every other tank, the entire game is built around. You have one class standing completely outside of those game mechanics. And so it becomes the random lottery of skill reduction, where some guy on the red line gets to decide, hey, I'm going to roll a dice and potentially take this guy out of the game. And I'm going to do it by ignoring all the other game mechanics, or most of the game mechanics in the game, and complete safety. I more or less cannot be hurt unless you have one of the very few players that actually try to counter. So that, my friends, is why good players do not like Arty. It doesn't have anything to do with it being OP or broken or unfair or any of the other arguments that go round and round and round. We don't like it because it's random. It's a random skill reducer. And the game mechanic it's built around ignores most of the rest of the game's mechanics. That's why we don't like it. And then we don't like it because once we fix our track, we get hit by the second one, naturally. And there you have it. We end up winning this game, so this is not a complaint about how I was destroyed and lost a game. And Arty's OP. We don't like Arty because it's random, it's a terrible game mechanic, and unfortunately it ignores most of the very good game mechanics within this game, and overall Arty diminishes the game. That's all I have. Take it easy.